Good morning. It's another Monday morning, the start of another week. And my thoughts this morning have been consumed with just 4 words. And they come out of a verse in Joshua 24, verse 15. And it is, choose you this day. Choose you this day whom you will serve. As Joshua at the end of his life was challenging the people he had led into the promised land as to whether they would serve the gods of the land, of the peoples amongst whom they had now settled, or whether they would follow the Lord. And he finishes, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. But it was the words, choose you this day. And thinking that my thoughts yesterday were about freedom, about the fact that we had been set free and we were free from so many things, as Paul puts it. No. But this morning I was just thinking, our freedom has brought with it a huge amount of choice. We can choose about everything. We choose. I mean, I've been up this morning maybe for an hour, and during that time I've made countless choices. I've chosen what to wear. I've chosen all sorts. I've chosen what to do at every point. At every point in life, every moment in life, we have a choice. I've chosen what to think about this morning. I've chosen. I will choose what I'm going to have for breakfast. The likelihood is that I will have what I normally have for breakfast. But I've got a free choice. I could have anything out of the cupboard. I could eat the tin of sardines that we bought the other day if I wanted to for breakfast. I've got free choice. I've got free choice. And in one of the meetings I attended yesterday, I was privileged yesterday. I went to 3 church meetings yesterday. It was wonderful. It was a real full day. It was wonderful. But I didn't quite beat the minister who was leading the service that Andrew, Marion and I were involved in yesterday evening. I didn't quite beat Philip because he said he'd done 4, and they were all Harvest Festival services on various meetings. So I didn't quite beat him, but I thought 3 was pretty good for the day. But it was, and in one of them I was talking about Philippians, and saying that we choose, and that was me. But the one I wanted to talk about really was the one that happened in the morning, when there was people were described as either people whose glass was half empty or whose glass was full, and one person said, "Well, my glass is running over; it's so full," And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, do you know, the Bible doesn't seem to make an allowance for different personalities in their following of God. It doesn't seem to make allowances for it. It doesn't seem. I was thinking yesterday afternoon, I can't think of anywhere where it says, well, if you're a glass half empty sort of person, God doesn't demand quite so much of you. I suppose there is the hints of it when Jesus was talking about people who had talents, or people who were entrusted with certain gifts and used them. I suppose that could point to that kind of thought. But we have choice. And in the Philippians reading, which was Philippians 4, 1-11, Paul doesn't say rejoice in the Lord always if you're the sort of person who's cheerful. He says rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. And he doesn't say, well, if you're an optimistic person, think about hopeful things, and if you're not, hope for the best. He says, whatever is true, whatever is honourable, whatever is just, think on these things. We have a choice. We have these wonderful, amazing choices. And the choices we make throughout our life shape the personality that we are, shape the person we are, shape the things that we enjoy and the things that we put our time to. Shape your life with your choices. It's the ultimate freedom is our choice. It's our choice how we respond when someone says something that we don't like or something that upsets us. It's our choice whether we hold on to a hurt and feed it with resentment and bitterness when something has happened. It's our choice whether we harbour grudges and whether we go out of our way. It's our choice. You know, we can say, the Lord can say to us as much as he likes, be available. But unless we actually do something, we'll just spend our lives waiting for something to happen and leaving all the initiative to God, when God has put the initiative into our court. It's our choice. And my thought yesterday about the person whose glass is half empty is, if you're the sort of person whose glass is half empty, it's still got some water in it. And drink the water. And feed yourself from the Word. And train your thinking processes to be hopeful and optimistic and full of joy and full of peace and full of love. And let the fruit of the Spirit grow in you. Don't fight it. If you think, oh well, I'm a depressive sort. Everything is always sad and negative, and you don't know the things that have happened to me. No, I don't know the things that have happened to you, but I do know that the Bible doesn't give us an allowance to be like that. Look at Joseph, when he was in prison, and he was wrongly imprisoned, and he was forgotten about. He didn't look down. He looked up, and he served God even where he was. So even with the restrictions we've got at the moment, and we haven't got the same freedoms of choice that we had before the lockdown, we still have so much more freedom of choice than we know what to do with. And we can choose how we use these long days and these long hours. We can choose what we put our energies to. We can choose. And as it says in Deuteronomy, choose life. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Choose you this day what you will do, how you will spend your time, how you will think, what emotions will fill your heart, what you spend your time brooding over. The best thing to brood over is the Word of God. Find a verse today that speaks to you and brood on it and let it grow in your heart and bear fruit. The best kind of choosing. Choose you this day. That's my thought. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.